Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, we're going to take a look at a Soulforge and tell you what I think are the best weapons and troops to craft from there this week. Also take a look at this weekly glory troop, the Rune Chanter. Convert a gem into a yellow lightning gem, then deals magic-based scatter damage, so nothing special about the spell. Shock, deal 2 damage to a random enemy on 4 or 5 gem matches. Fortitude, immune to stun, poison, disease, deathmark, lycanthropy and devour. And Stone Link, gain a bonus brown mana from brown gem matches. So yeah, it does convert a gem into a yellow lightning gem. He uses yellow, so will self-charge a little, and that bonus brown helps charge him up again as well. So he can get charged again quite quickly, but yeah, nothing special about it, but get it anyway. It's another troop we can take to level 20, which is going to aid your power level kingdoms in the long run, so grab it anyway. Whilst I'm here, I do like to grab some resources from these spoils of war. I can get 10 of these every single week, always worth getting. May as well get some more gold souls, event keys and lovely treasure maps. We know we love them treasure maps. Anyway, I made a whopping 6 figures last year. I was also fired from the toy factory for being too slow. Radio, let's jump into the Soulforge and see what the fidgety fudge is going on in there today. Right, we have Hammer of Karziel. Right, all the weapons that are here all the time, like Eye of Zathanos, Shattered Blade, Broken Guard, Dawnbringer, etc., are in my Soulforge extra video. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Wonder Stars isn't in there though, but it is a fantastic weapon. You should definitely try and pick it up, because that weapon came out after I made that video. Anyway, Hammer of Karziel, let's take a look at this. It's the kind of anti-Karziel weapon. Works against Karziel troops, removes all brown gems with no effect. That is to hinder Karziel troops, because brown is a weapon colour they like the most. Then deal magic-based damage to an enemy, boosted by gems removed. If the enemy is from Karziel, or if the battle is in Karziel, deal double damage. So it can be useful in that situation. War and Peace, not bad, not bad. Deal magic-based damage to all enemies and give 2 attack to all allies. Good. Upgrade as well, Peaceful. That's going to silence the first enemy when you cast this. And silence means they can't get any mana and they can't cast any spells until they recover. So, yeah. Not fantastic, but it's still pretty good. What else we got? Stone Aegis. Weird one, this. All allies gain magic +2 armor. That's alright. Also, all allies gain 8 attack and 2 mana for every enemy barrier. So, yeah, the first part of the spell, whatever, gives armor, fair enough. But to get the most out of it, you got to wait till the entire enemy is barriered. Yeah. Collectible. That might be stone collectible. Can't see much use for that one. Grudge Keeper. Deal magic-based damage to an enemy boosted by Karziel allies. Then create a mix of 6 red and brown gems for each Karziel ally. Uses blue and yellow, but generates red and brown, so make sure you've got at least a couple of other troops in your team which use red and brown to make the most of that. Doomed Sledge deals magic-based heavy splash damage to an enemy, +4 per tempering level, so on +10 that'd be a whopping extra 40 damage. And heavy splash damage does 75% damage to the troops either side of the troop you cast it on, so pretty good. Also stuns all brown enemies and cleanses all brown allies, then explodes 4 gems, and if the enemy has a doom, explode 3 more. So some decent damage, stunning brown enemies, cleaning your team if they use brown, getting some mana back. Very good. Wand of Stars, just mentioned earlier, if you haven't got this, you should absolutely get it. 18 mana cost looks high, but it's not really, because there's lots of classes. You can start with 50% mana if you like, and the choose one options are really good. Create 6 elemental stars, bless all allies, which is a cleanse at the same time, or create 7 umbral stars and curse all enemies. Really good weapon. One of the best weapons in the game, in fact. You should always pick that up if you can. What else we got? Any more? Council of Dragons. Yeah. Bit of a weird one this, don't like it much. Create 2 blue, green, red and brown dragon gems and gain an extra turn. The extra turn is there because just 2 each of those dragon gems is kind of unlikely to make a match, and then you use the extra turn to try and get a match and actually try and get something out of it. But yeah, not a fan of that. Not tried it that many times, but the times I had, I was largely underwhelmed. And that is it. Right, the summoning stones, have a look through here, especially if you're a newer player. Have a look if there's anybody you're missing. Certainly worth a few rolls of the dice on the summoning stones. See if there's anybody there you fancy getting. Some not bad troops here though. Bork is not bad. Dragon Egg's really good. Oh, but Thrall is good. And Leprechaun. Very good indeed. Leprechaun, fantastic troop. Explodes magic-based green gems, boosted by his gold and gains gold, and starts battles with full mana. Fantastic troop for getting a team going nice and quick. Oh, Centurion's here as well. Crikey. A couple of essential troops here in the summoning stones. Centurion, for me, the best glory troop there has ever been. Like, we got that rune chanter earlier from the shop. That's a glory troop because you get it with glory from the shop every week. But this was one of them as well, and it's absolutely the best glory troop there's ever been, along with Balder. 10% chance to devour a random enemy and a 10% for each wildcard, then convert all skulls to ×2 wildcards. Works fantastically well with certain troops, particularly Zul'Goth. Yeah, absolutely amazing troop. Amazing troop. That and Leprechaun, both in the summoning stones. Good start. Good stuff. Right, let's start at the mythics. Right, same as the weapons, all the troops that are here all the time are in my Soulforge extra video with a description of what's good and bad about them, apart from Janet, aka Sitharask. Again, that came after I made that video. Alright, so let's take a look at these mythics. Virago. Barrier and enchant all allies, then gain double magic +1 life. It's a very defensive troop. A lot of people don't like defensive troops, just makes the team harder to kill rather than kill the enemy, which obviously you do have to do to win a game. I mean, the traits are alright though. Reduce damage from spells by 25%, reduce damage from skulls by 40%, and give 4 life to all green allies when matching green. So she does use green, so in an all green team that'll be a lot of life to your team when you charge her up. Yeah, but the thing is with her, it's almost an entirely defensive spell. All her traits are defensive based, making you harder to kill, gaining more life, taking more hits from skulls, more damage from spells to kill her, and barrier is obviously defensive and gaining life is defensive, just making her harder to kill. But the enchant is pretty cool. But yeah, Dread Captain Grim does magic +2 damage to all enemies, boosted by booty gems and my treasure maps. Then create 3 booty gems and gain 2 treasure maps. So that damage will go up whenever you cast him because it's boosted by booty gems and treasure maps, and also creates 1 booty gem when the turn begins. So yeah, it's alright. The damage will go up the more the battle goes on. Libara does damage to all enemies or adds the same amount of life to all allies. I mean, they're both okay. I mean, it is an okay amount of damage to all enemies, and it's an okay amount of life to all allies, but I kind of want to know what's happening. If you've got like a couple of enemies sitting there on like 10 life or something, and they're just about to cast and wipe out your team, it's literally a 50-50 chance whether she'll do the right thing or not. So yeah, not a huge fan of it. All allies gain 2 random skill points. Damage reduction from spells by 50% is good, and give 4 life to all yellow allies when matching yellow gems. And the last mythic is Tauraeus. So yeah, not a good bunch of mythics this week at all. Deal magic-based damage to all enemies, boosted by my attack, life and armor, then knock the first enemy to the back. One of the best things about that spell is not so much the damage, which is low. That boost ratio really does hurt that attack amount. But the knock the first enemy to the back is more valuable than some people think, especially against certain teams. And it can get an easy 50% mana start as well in Tauros class. So yeah, it's immune to stun as well. Reduce damage from skulls by 20% and give 4 attack to all red allies when matching red gems. So got to work well in a ferocity team. But yeah, Tauraeus, just wish that boost ratio was a bit lower. And let's take a quick look at the legendaries. Who have we got? We have Media, See, damage to all enemies. See, this is like a legendary, and that's like damage to all enemies. And it's already doing more damage than Dead Captain Grimm. That does get boosted up as the battle goes on, of course, but yeah, some of these legendaries that just do basic more damage than mythics is far less mana cost as well, just 16. Anyway, yeah, does damage to all enemies, enchant all allied daemons, and barrier all mystics. So, yeah, pretty good. Pretty good as well. All mystics gain 1 magic on 4 or 5 gem matches as well, which is nice. Divinia. Really, really cool troop. Love Divinia. Check this out. Explodes all red gems, which is going to gain you a lot of mana and can self-charge because she uses red. Cleanse all allies and give them magic +1 life. So a cleanse, loads of life, and mana gen all rolled into one, which is very nice. And Dragon's Blessing, that last one in particular, cause a random positive status effect on a random ally on 4 or 5 gem matches. Really good, Divinia. Like a lot. Emperor Liang. Destroy all gems of a chosen colour. Give all allies of the matching colour magic +1 life and 4 magic. And if you cast that on his own colour, that does include himself, obviously. So his life will go up and the magic will go up at the same time. So giving even more life, making him harder to kill. Transcend, not to be ignored. Very good. Exchange 2 life for 2 magic on 4 or 5 gem matches. So what that actually means is your magic is going to be going up by 2 on 4 or 5 gem matches, but you'd be losing life at the same time. And enchant a random ally on 4 or 5 gem matches is also pretty good. But that transcend thing about losing life, don't worry about it too much, because if you cast it on one of his colours, yellow or purple, he'll get a huge amount of life back, and the magic will have gone up all the time. So quite a strategic troop, that one, but still pretty good. And who else we got? King Highforge. Very, very good dwarf, this one. All dwarf allies start with 50% mana. He's one of those almost essential troops. If you're going to do a dwarf team, he's almost essential. All dwarf allies start with 50% mana, fortitude as well. Stun the last 2 enemies and deal magic +3 damage to them, boosted by allied dwarves, and has a summon at the same time. 1,000-year grudge. That is a long grudge. Right, so who gets my highly coveted Mythic of the Week out of this lovely bunch of Hombrates? Tauraeus, Libara, Dead Captain Grimm, and Virago. Wow. What a bunch to have to pick from. I'm almost tempted to say that the best troop you should craft today is actually in the summoning stones if you don't already have it, which is Leprechaun. You should definitely get that. Thrall and Centurion. Absolutely fantastic troops. Quite a lot of good troops in the summoning stones today, actually, so definitely check through them if you're a newer player. But it is the Mythic of the Week, not the summoning stone troop of the week. So out of this little lot, who would I have? Crikey. Dead Captain Grimm's not too bad, it does get boosted. But apart from that, there's nothing special about the traits either. Just for the fact that the barrier is actually quite powerful to barrier all allies. She gains life, the traits are decent. And when you think of barrier in a way, like if you're up against some very powerful opponents that may hit for 200 damage, say, or something like that, like a Diamantina team, really powerful, something like that does damage to all, that is going to save you from an awful lot of damage, that barrier all allies on its own. So that can be very, very effective. If you reverse that around and think if the troop done damage to that amount, you think that was a really good troop. So the fact that that barrier can save you from those massive amounts of damage is actually the same thing, but kind of in reverse. So I'm going to give my Mythic of the Week to Virago. Reliable, patient, kind, allegedly. Well, I'll have to take your word for that. But there it is. There's the Soulforge video for this week. If you found anything useful or helpful, be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button. I'll be back later on with my other videos of today. It is Manic Monday. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.